All right, well, this is day 3 of week 2, and we're on minute 52. This packet has the day labeled as Wednesday for day 3, but it's actually supposed to be Monday. This video's been made later. I did all the math fluency stuff, checked it off, and now I'm on minute 52. So here we go. Which of the following number is 1 billion? So I know the place value, or this is the hundreds, this is the thousands, this is the millions. And so next after millions would be billions. So I'm going to go the biggest one. I just answered it, which one has which one of the following numbers is 1 billion. But I want to point this out. Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. So, in case you were wondering. So B. What is the missing angle? And remember, all triangles, and I'm going to write this here, all triangles have 180 degrees. All. You can't say that very often, but it's true. So, if that's true, and it is, because I'm not going to lie to you about that, with everything going on in the world, that would be crazy, I'm going to add these two angles together and then subtract it from the total that is in every triangle, and that will let us know what's left. So 50 and 90, if you need to put it over the top, I have 90 plus 50 was 140. So I can take 140, subtract it from what's always there, and that would give me 40. So X equals 40. Sometimes I will share this. They'll show you a picture like this, and they'll put a little mark here to show that it's a right angle, and then they'll give you this one, and this will stump kids because they'll say what's the area of, or what's the missing angle, and kids will go, well, they don't have enough information. Remember, if you see this, this always equals 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. So if you ever see that, just so you know. They want to know the total. So they give you 3 different types of numbers here. They're giving you a decimal, and this is 30 cents. And they're giving you a percentage, what can make it turned into a decimal, if you remember what we were doing earlier with our Skittles. And then we have a fraction, which also we did with our Skittles, and we'll go into that. So let's keep everything decimals, because I know decimals with money. So this is 3/10, which is the same as 30 cents. Then I know if I'm going to change this percentage into a decimal, I'm going to divide by 100, and that is going to, when we multiplied, we moved it to the right, but when we divide, we're going to move to the left. So that would give us 2 spots to the left. That would get us to 40 cents. And I just say cents because I know what that is. And then right here I have 1/4. And I always think of money if I have 1/4. That's also how you say this, 1/4. If someone said I gave you 1/4 of a cake, that meant they gave you 1/4 of a piece of cake. And so I know 1/4 of a dollar is 25 cents. And so how much would that be together? Well, 30 and 40 is 70. And if this was 75, we would have had $1. So we're just 5 cents shy. So 70 plus 20 is 90, plus 5 is 95 cents. And they don't say cents, but that's what it is. So just so you know, your choices here, you could have the answer 95 cents. If you were doing percentages, you could have turned this into 95%. And if you were going to do a fraction, you could have had 95 over 100. And if you wanted to simplify that, think of a number that goes into 195. You could divide it by 5. But this is either of these, A, B, or C are correct. Okay, we talked about square roots the other day too. If I was looking for the square root of, oops, brain fart. If I was looking for the square root of 9, we're looking for two exact numbers that get us to 9 when you multiply them, so 3 times 3. And then if I was looking for the square root, again, today, now we're looking for 25. I want two numbers when multiplied to get me to 25. And I know my facts, so I got 5 times 5. I am going to show you something here as well, in case you didn't know your times tables. You can also look at this. So anytime when a number intersects the same number, so 2 times 2 is 4, this is the square root. 3 and 3, there's a square root. There's a square root. There's a square root. There you go. All the way down, baby. And so, have that for reference later if I need it. The letters A, B, and C, and actually I'm going to put this over here. I didn't put my answer. I always tell the kids, put your answer so you can see it over here. The letters A, B, and C can be arranged in 6 ways. 5 ways are listed below. Find the 6th way. So they did A, B, C, A, C, B, B, A, C, B, C, A, C, A, B, C, B, A. And I only know that because they're just taking, so this one they took they started in order and flipped these around. And then they started with the letter B that came next and then flipped the 2 leftovers around. And then they did the same thing here. And if I flip that around, that would be that way. For problems 6 through 8, solve if A was 10, B was 5, and C equals 3. So we're going to solve each one. So 12.5, well, you could start by writing it right, I guess. This goes to show you. And then they say if A equals 10, so times 10. So when you multiply a number by 10, you're just moving the decimal to the right. And if you divide by 10, you're moving it to the left. So here, this number is going to move to the left, 124. Okay, A plus B, so I'm going to write my equation. Remember, equations can be solved, expressions we're not solving. We want an equation. So we're writing the equation. 10 plus 5 over 3. And by the way, this also means, some kids think, well, I don't know how to do fractions. It's also dividing. So here, this would also be the same as 15 over 3. And just so you know, sometimes they ask you, sorry, that was off the page. Sometimes this is off, they'll say, are these equal? And yes, they are, because this is 15 and that's 15. So now we need to solve it for this, because this is now one of those improper fractions. And I'm going to say, basically, this is how it goes. So when we did the other way, you're going to say, how many times does 3 go into 15? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Exactly 5. So that's how many whole parts. And if you wanted a picture of this, what this looks like is, if someone dumped out a bag and they said, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They said, here's 15 eggs, and we need you to put them up in containers that hold 3 eggs. How many containers would you have? Well, there you go. You would have a total of 5 whole containers. So this is the same as 5 wholes. Next, A plus B times C. Pay attention, order of operations. PEMDAS. Now, some kids got upset because they said they learned it differently, but I'm just going to make this point. Parentheses or brackets, exponents, like up here, multiply and or divide from left to right. Multiply or divide. So if it's multiplication first, you're multiplying or dividing first, either way. And the same with this one, add or subtract from left to right. Add or subtract. But you have to do the left from right. Okay, so right here it's going to get tricky because you think you're going to go A to B because those are letters, but you have to do B times C first. So we're going to write the equation 10 plus 5 times 3. And that is going to equal a number we don't know yet, but we got to multiply first. So 5 times 3 is 15. I'm going to put X because we don't know that. So we have 15, and then now we can put the 10 in the front. So 10 plus 15 equals, well, I guess I could start by writing it correctly. Sorry, 25. 25, and I'm going to circle my answer there, circle my answer, and circle my answer. So close. In problem 8, which operation do you do first? Well, we just did this. What did we do first? Did we add, subtract, multiply, or divide? We multiplied. What is the area of this triangle and what is the perimeter? So I was talking to kids about this. Area is on the inside, so think area and then perimeter. Area, perimeter. Perimeter is like it's the longer word, so you're going to go all the way around, and area is the shorter, it's the inside. So here we're going to go 6 times 3. It's the shortest problem, you can think of it that way. So 6 times 3 gets us 18, and they do give us the unit here, so please use this. And remember, area is the answer is squared. Next, what is the perimeter? Well, perimeter is adding all the way around. And so we have 3 and 3. There's 3 on that side. You have 6 on top. When you have a perfect rectangle, I'm going to tell you, you can just add them up. You can do 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Or you could just do the same way. So I'll just write that 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3. Or some people, when you're doing area or perimeter, they'll actually go 2 of the lengths, plus 2 times the width. So in this case, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 2 times 3 is 6, which gets you the same exact number, so I don't know why it matters, but because if you get a shape like when you're building houses and stuff and you get a shape like this and they want to know, your siding or whatever, you're not whipping this out, you're actually just adding it all up all the way around. So the perimeter is 12 plus 6, which is 18, and that doesn't always happen that they line up. 18 millimeters without a square root, so this is just left like that. That's it.